Hey everybody, how's everybody doing? Hope you had a good Christmas morning. We spent most of our Christmas morning together here, and I hope that it was everything that you hoped it would be. We are going to get started on some sauce here in a second. But before we move into that portion of the stream, please do me a favor. Like this video, subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet. It's free, and it helps the most out of everything that you can do that takes effort, you know, things other than watching. That's the best thing that you can do is like and subscribe. And I would really appreciate it if you guys would do that. I'm washing up a couple of things that I'm going to need at some point tonight, and I don't want to have to wash it when I need it. I'd rather it already be clean. So I'm going to do that first, and then we're going to get everything on the stove going. We'll get some heat going. We are going to do a little late night gaming when we're done with this. A couple things I'd like to get done in Skyrim tonight. I got to go back to work tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday. Assuming that anyone's going to be in town, you know, I don't know. I don't know what the shows are going to be like, but we'll see. Once again, guys, please make sure to like the video if you haven't yet. Subscribe to the channel. I'm sure everybody has had a long day. This is probably going to be a smaller stream. But I thought the same thing last night, or this morning rather. And this morning's stream kind of went nuts, which I was not expecting. Oh snap. I heard a little, I heard something in my room. I don't have the thing here. What's up, Brian Griffin? Brian Griffin, I saw your comments about my Sonic burger. It's actually good. I'm not just saying it. I appreciate the sub, or whatever it was that made that thing in there go off. I can't see what it is because I'm on mobile, and then mobile isn't hooked up to the same thing. I'm not going through OBS, and OBS is what's, but OBS is open in my room. I already have the thumbnail made for tonight, since my phone is going to be tied up and I won't be able to make one here right beforehand. I'll just be going live, but I already got the thumbnail made. It took forever to do it because the website that I use, or the app that I use to do all of my editing stuff with, is down, which seems to be happening a lot with various different things. VR chat was down last night. A lot of stuff has been down. And PixArt, the app that I use to do the editing with. What's up, Bong? The app that I use to do the editing with kind of shit the bed a little bit. I wasn't able to make a brand new fresh thing. I had to use all of the stuff that I'd sort of gotten around using, but I had to. I don't think anybody will notice the difference. But I got it to work. Sort of. All right, I got my tea pitcher is clean. I'm definitely gonna want some tea. And you know what? While I'm at it, I'm gonna go ahead and fill this thing up with water. It's my least favorite thing to do because it takes the longest. So I'm gonna go ahead and get it done now. I've got everything ready that I need. I might run out of basil. But I got plenty of parsley and oregano. So it should be okay. I'll just use the rest of the basil that I got and I accommodate the rest with the parsley and oregano. That's enough water in there. Okay, so I'm going to need, I think, a couple of different pots. I'm going to need this for the tea. I think I might use that pot for the sauce. I'm going to just go ahead and turn it on. Medium heat. Once again, guys, thank you so much for being here. Please like the video if you haven't yet. Hell yeah. Nothing like throwing a little bit of everything. Brian, I look. Here's the thing. Sonic, and also like what's happening here is, I think, what keeps people from going to these places is people, like, if you haven't, I assume you haven't been to Sonic in quite some time. Yet your mind is made up that it's not good. But maybe the last time you went, it wasn't that great. Places have that happen. That's a thing that happens often. But I'm telling you that Sonic Smasher burger is different. Sonic is the place you go to get the things they do well, like milkshakes or milkshakes. Okay, so if you go about once a month, it's probably, I'm assuming, for the dessert stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and put about 2 pounds of this ground beef in here. And we're going wooden spoon today. This pot is the right size for what I need. It's also stainless steel, so it'll create a nice fond on the bottom. And anyway, while that's going, I'll go ahead and I'm going to move my cast iron out of the way to keep the spatter from getting into that. But Sonic, back to Sonic. I thought the Sonic was just something to fill your belly. That's all any fast food is. Like so I understand the sentiment of that thought, but in the same breath, buddy, that's just what fast food is. Any fast food is that. But that Sonic Smasher is good. It blows those McDonald's burgers out of the water as far as I'm concerned. Oh my Lord. We got to get this sugar up immediately because but yeah, any fast food is just something to like fill the belly, something to eat quick. You don't have time to go and you don't have time to go do anything else. You stop and get fast food. This will work. That's what it all is. So I don't feel comfortable in just writing it off as being basically the same thing that all the other fast food places are. Now, that being said, is it, like, it's probably not better than Five Guys. But again, Five Guys isn't Five Guys isn't fast food in my opinion. You can get it fast. But Five Guys ain't really got a drive-through on all of them. It's just a different thing. I'll say this about the Sonic burger. I was very surprised with how delicious it was. I was not expecting it to be that good. Now granted, I'll also give the caveat that I do like fast food. I'm a fan. I eat it somewhat often. But in the same breath, you expect things like you expect things like McDonald's to have a certain amount of integrity when it comes to their consistency and their taste and all of this stuff. Same with a lot of other burger joints. Dude, this pot is, look at that, dude. This is, I need to use something different, but that's the right size. I don't know where the other big pot went. We're making the switch. I'm making the change. I really should toss this pot. I was going to throw it away, but I was convinced to keep it because it might do some good. But it's so... There's no good connection with the heat source in it. Like, you can see it. See that? Pops in and out. That's not right. But for now, what can you do? All right, so that hamburger meat, I'm gonna put that in a zipper bag. But yes, what the Sonic Burger is surprisingly delicious. You don't expect for something that comes from a place like Sonic to be remotely good at all. Yet here we are. And some other people might. I watched a couple more reviews on that burger, and not everybody else says what I say about it. But in my defense, I can remove the narrative of what other people think about a place. Case in point, my favorite restaurant is Arby's. A lot of people don't fuck with Arby's. A lot of people think Arby's is a joke. Or Arby's is that thing that you're not supposed to like because everybody else hates it and says that it's not good. Falsely. Everyone falsely claims it's not good. Because I personally believe Arby's is delicious. Dude, y'all know what? I'm looking at the amount of meat that this is. I think I'm going to put the other. I think I'm making all 3 pounds of this. Because I got another can of tomatoes in here. And a couple more cans down there, spare cans if I need. I'm putting all of this in here. I just wasted a Ziploc bag. Yeah, we're doing this. But that being said, if you haven't watched the video that I made about this Sonic Burger, I really implore you to do so. Because Red Band watched the video as well and went and got the first one that I made about the original Double Sonic Smasher burger. And by the way, I'm gonna cook this down so much. You guys a little bit better of an angle there. I'm gonna cook this down so much that it doesn't matter that I'm adding fresh meat later in the cooking process, because all of this is gonna get cooked to crispy smithereens. Like, and this tea is making a lot of fuss. But it's fake fuss. Like, I'm gonna make so much sauce. I'm gonna finish off this sleeve of 2. Open another sleeve. We're gonna need another box of tea soon. So right now, for those keeping count, wondering why I'm talking about Sonic and not spaghetti, I'll give you all a I have got 3 pounds of hamburger meat. I want a hefty meat sauce. I don't want to be overrun with all tomato and hunting for meat. But I am going to cook this down so much. Like, once it gets browned, like the type of brown where most people would stop cooking it, I'm going to keep cooking it for quite some time. So yeah, 3 pounds of meat, and I'm telling you, like, cook it. And in fact, I'm going a little quicker. I'm gonna bring the heat up just a tad on that. Anyway, Red Band went and got the Sonic burger, and he said it wasn't bad, which, for someone as critical as Red Band is about things, him saying that it wasn't bad means that it is good. I know that because I speak Red Band. It was a good burger, and it's simple. The regular smasher is simple. Now, I also enjoy a simple burger, but I am not going to ignore the fact that these guys also stepped up the game, put that burger in a pretzel bun, and threw some bacon on it with their smasher sauce. And man, it's good. And because it's new, they're on sale. They're selling them for cheap. They're usually doing like a buy one, get one free deal on those. So this is a lot of grease in here. So soon I'm going to want to drain it. I've got this big mixing bowl and I'm going to drain it in to save the grease from going down the drain. What's up, C-Rat? The type of tea I am using is Lipton black tea. I hear that, Nora Byrne. My grandfather passed away on the 23rd, 20 years ago. The French fries at Arby's are good. Uh, 93 years of life will do it. 93 years of life will do it. That sucks, buddy. I'm sorry to hear that. I know what it's like. Christmas was never the same after old Gordon. 2 days before Christmas is not a good time for something like that to happen. Or the day before Christmas for your case. That sucks, man. Sorry to hear it. All right, I'm gonna... This is so much grease. I'm glad I added that extra pound of meat. 3 pounds is the right amount. It's 11 o'clock. I'm gonna let this tea steep for a minute. While that's doing that, how about we have a word from our sponsors? I'm gonna leave you guys in here to keep an eye on this, okay? But pack up whatever it is that you smoke and give me about 20, 25 seconds and we'll do it back here, okay? Y'all can still hear me. Y'all can still hear me. Whoops, that wasn't directed at any of you, and I apologize if you felt it was. My friend Shane was on the Joe Rogan Experience. Big Christmas miracle. Give the people something cool for Christmas. A Shane Gilly, a little Gilly Epi, a Rogie. Gilly and Rogie on the pod. Let me get it opened up in here and see what the shot looks like. Christmas spaghetti, let's cook. Does it sound fine? Christmas spaghetti, let's cook. Yeah. Does it sound fine? Sounds fine. Yeah, what I do, C-Rat, if you want to make, I don't know if you guys are into sweet tea. Like restaurant sweet tea. How I do mine is in a small pot, I fill it about 60% of the way with water. And then I add about 1.5 cups of sugar. This is going to be for a gallon. This recipe is for a gallon. In the water before I start boiling the water. And by the way, to make good tea, you don't ever want it to you don't want to bring your water to a rolling boil. That ain't what you want. You want to bring your tea to where it bubbles and stir it. Because you can stir the heat out of it. You basically want to get your sugar that you're going to use. If you do unsweet tea, you don't have to do the sugar part at all. But what I would suggest is, unless you're going to drink all of your tea like immediately, like if it's going to be gone immediately, and I even do this even if it's going to be gone immediately, I take a pinch of baking soda, and put it in the water as it's coming to a boil or coming to heat. Do that along with your sugar. And like I said, if you're doing a gallon, you're going to want to use, if you want it sweet, like the restaurant sweet tea where you're like, wow, this is so good. Why isn't my tea this good? Is because they use more sugar. My grandmother used almost 2 cups of sugar. I use 1.5 cups. I don't go as sweet as my grandmother did, but yeah, 1.5 cups, that's still a good bit of sugar. But use that. Get it in the water. Once the sugar is dissolved and you can see clearly through the water, no fog. There'll be a little bit of a fog because of, but it'll look more like plexiglass than regular glass. After you do that, I take 4 bags of the yellow box Lipton black tea. Lipton Yellow Label black tea. This is what my granny used. Some people use Louisiana. That's not bad. Louisiana's not bad. I'm a Lipton guy. I'm sure if you do your tea though, like I'm telling you, that it doesn't matter what brand of tea you use, it's going to come out good. But the second that you see it start to bubble consistently on the bottom, go ahead and give it a stir. Once it gets to the point to where even after you stir, you'll usually see the perfect sweet spot to pull it off the heat for the tea water is after your sugar has melted completely. And after you've stirred, you'll see like a few little bubbles coming up, little geysers off the bottom. You bubble that up, let that bubble around. Stir that around, and then if you see like one single little tornado bubble coming up the middle, that's when you take your tea water off the heat. After you take it off the heat, that's when I add the tea bags. And I'll dip them a few times and lift them up and let the water soak into the tea. Don't just put them in there and leave it. Make sure to dip them a couple times. There's a reason that tea bagging is called that, because you're supposed to a couple times, All right, now we're getting somewhere with this. This is a good bit of meat. Once you get the tea soaked in all the bags good, you don't really have to move them around at all. I'm just coming through here, and y'all see all the liquid that's in there? I'm draining all of that out, don't worry. I have also not seasoned anything yet. This is just the meat doing its thing right now. So now what we're basically doing is we're deep frying this meat in its own fat. See what I don't know if there's any science behind this or whatever, but the reason I do things like that is because I think what that creates, I think that it gives your sauce a more rich meat flavor, which my grandmother used to use jar sauce, but she would use the ragu flavored with meat. So I think that this method, not really seasoning it, I'll be seasoning it afterwards. After I drain it, I'll hit it with some salt and pepper. But doing this and letting it go longer is really going to maximize that meat punch that you want. Because I don't want it to be just, tomato sauce is delicious, but I do want there to be like a meat flavor. 'Tis the seasoning. What's up, Jesse? What's up, Jex? Only ate fruits and vegetables. Damn. I ain't gonna make it that long because fruits and vegetables, I do love a good fruit and vegetable. Not as much as I love a good hot dog and a good spaghetti, you know what I'm saying? Good pot roast, good hamburger steak, good cheeseburger, some good bacon. I'm gonna die early. So what's happening now, you guys can hear that little gasp of breath that the pot does after I stir it after leaving it sitting for a second. That is that bottom pot, the bottom part of the pot, getting washed over with cooler oil from the top. And that hiss is like creating this nice little binding on the bottom, the fond. That's what I want for the tomatoes. Because let me tell you, them tomatoes, I better turn this fan on. Them tomatoes are waiting for some. Those tomatoes are waiting for some of that flavor on the bottom to just pull the acidity from the tomatoes. Hear it again. Now on the bottom, it's not really worth showing yet, but like there's a noticeable increasing of the fond that's down there. $11.15 or $11.12. I think we probably got the tea steeped probably a little bit before 11. And I like to leave it, most people say steep it for 5, 6, 7 minutes or something like that. I usually like to let my tea steep for at least 20 minutes. Sometimes 30, sometimes even longer. I'm a madman when it comes to steeping my tea. I make sure that water gets absolutely every last drop of tannins I make sure that we get every last drop of tannins out of the tea bags before we move further ahead. Oh yeah, babe. There you go. Oh yeah, babe. Where's Emerald when you need him? Y'all hear that? Okay, we'll let that do a little bit more. I need to hit the head real quick and grab my water jug. Please like the video if you haven't yet. I'll be right back. Hell yeah. Slightly healthy, good. Oh yeah. Gotta clean as you go. If you have time you need to kill, and there's something dirty, wash it. That way, by the time you get done cooking, you have the most minimal amount of dirty dishes to deal with. That's most people's biggest deterrent from cooking for themselves is once they get done cooking, they look at the kitchen and it's a wreck. And if I cooked and didn't clean as I went, my kitchen would look like that at the end. I would have a dirty knife, a dirty pot. I would have a dirty mixing bowl, a dirty strainer, two more dirty pots, plus the dishes that you ate with. It would feel overwhelming. Okay, now we got a nice little, here, look at this. It would feel overwhelming at the end is what I mean. So look at that. I'm going to try not to spill this. You guys see back in here or down underneath when I scrape? It's allowing you to I don't think the camera's fogging up. It isn't going to allow you to. Like you see all of that on the bottom of the pot right there. All of this stuff is what we want. And since I'm doing this on a little bit higher heat, it's coming there quicker. What's up, B&B? Little Smokies and cheese cubes? Hell yeah, brother. Now that's good eating. I'm doing this on a higher heat, so I'm expecting to get to this point that I'm at now, which I think trying not to scrape the bottom of the pot too much, because I want to keep a lot of that in there. I want to do most of my scraping the bottom of the pot when the tomatoes go in. So, cheese curds, I mean, they're basically, so fried cheese is a thing everywhere, I think. But I think that specifically the cheese curds that you're talking about, like Wisconsin curds or something like that, is basically what we would just call like cheddar bites, mostly white cheddar bites. We have those at Cookout in South Carolina. But yes, they are most definitely a thing. I'm about to get ready to drain this oil off of here. Oh, that smells so good. Not seasoned at all. Just ground beef. It has such a good flavor on its own. All by itself. All by itself it does this. Tell you what. I forgot to get my water. I just hit the head. I'm going to hit a GB while I'm back here. Go ahead and pack your thing up. Whatever it is you smoke with, get it packed up. We're about to do it. And I'm about to have that tea done. So, be able to drink that. Ain't nothing wrong. It ain't nothing wrong with rinsing. So long as you do anything, so long as you do something. Like for me, I go ahead and take By the way, thank you for the sub, whoever that was. We're at 2271 now. My fan is screaming at me. Come on, man. There we go. Bring my water in here. Got about another 5 minutes or so on the tea. Here, listen to this. Oh, yeah. All right. So there's going to be a bit of grease. You see the bottom of this pot now? See that? That's what I'm talking about. I'm going to put this back down. And all that goes back in there. So I'm going to immediately give this thing a rinse. Before any of that excess grease gets the opportunity to become a problem. So the way I want my ground beef to look, you see how it's like all crumbly kind of? When you shake it, you can see it like crumble like that. That's what I'm looking for. Now, salt, pepper, little garlic, little minced garlic going in there. And I'm not being bashful with it. I'm giving it a good few shakes. That's going to be some would say a lot of garlic. All right, and while that's doing this thing, we got to start getting some cans open. Can one. Can 2. Go ahead and get that tomato sauce down on the bottom. Let it start working on that fond that's down there. All right. You guys probably want to see this. I'm definitely going to need the 4th can. And I'm using red gold crushed tomatoes. Okay. 4 cans of red gold. And at least 1 can of red gold tomato paste. To really brighten up that tomato flavor. And fill it up with water. And just give it a little stir in there. But you know what? I ramped it up heavily. So I'm going to leave it for 1 just now, just to getting the meat mixed in with the sauce. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to do the onions. I should have thrown the onions in with the meat when that grease was still happening. That was a rookie mistake right there. I fear that sauteing them separately and adding them now might not have the same effect. Oh, but I need the onions though, I think. That sucks. I hate that. It's not going to be as good as it could be now. Let me wash this real quick and regroup. Think of what I need to do here. So, I know what I'm going to do already. I still have this grease that I drained off of the hamburger meat over here. all that flavor that's in there with it. This sauce is going to need to do its thing for a bit longer. I need to go ahead and get the aromatics in there as well. And then I'll handle the salt, the fucking onions. So far, that looks like a big, deep red tomato meat sauce. Y'all saw how much meat we put in there. How much tomatoes. I put 4 large cans of crushed tomatoes, 4 28-ounce cans of crushed tomatoes, 1 regular small can of tomato paste, and that same regular small can of water. So there's that. Now let's get some fresh oregano. I'm gonna take this fucking cap off. Some fresh oregano. I'm probably going to use about all of this basil. That's good to start with. I really like these big containers of parsley flakes. It's the best seasoning. Fiesta brand seasoning. If I can get the damn thing off. That'll get it off. Mm-hmm. You know what? I'm taking this cap off too. I'm just gonna. You might think, boy, that looks like a lot of seasoning, bro. I don't know if you're taking into account how deep this pot is, but just watch when I stir all of this together, how quickly it all just disappears. So that was, I used about 1 part oregano, 1 part basil, 2 parts parsley. We lightly salted and peppered the meat. And then now, see the seasoning in there? It looks like a spaghetti sauce. They're starting to. You also, at this point, I want to come in with a little sugar. I like a sweet sauce. And if you want to get a little extra kick, go in with a little, I gotta open this one because go in with a little crushed red pepper flakes. Just a couple of shakes of that for a little extra surprise of heat coming through. All right, and that bad boy is sitting. So now I'm going to come in with some not fresh cracked, but coarse ground black pepper. Big pinch of salt. And even though I am going to do these onions, or man, maybe I won't. I might not. Dude, like this is what cooking's about. Sometimes you make a mistake in the middle and you got to figure it out. Maybe I'll just hit it in here with some onion powder. Even though garlic's in there, I'm also going to hit it with whatever garlic powder's left in here too. Got to refill these jars. Look at that. Get all that flavor in there. All right. Honestly, dude, I don't see it needing much of anything. I'm not even missing the onions right now that's in it. So yeah, I'm going to make the executive. I'm not going to do the onion. But this tea, now this part is tricky. This is the part where you get all your tea bags here together like that so you can hold them easily with the spoon. And you lift this up. And my trick is doing the mantra, no mess. Because if we say no mess, that means we'll pour this tea in here. And after we get the tea poured in there, and there is no more tea dripping out of the pot, all of the tea has been drained from the tea bags, then there will have been no mess made while you're doing that pour. Do it how you want, but if you say no mess, sometimes I think it listens. Now all of that flavor that's on the bottom of this pan, all that delicious meat flavor that still had some of that grease trapped in it, is now up in that tomato sauce. So let's get a little bit more water in this guy. While that tomato sauce is getting a little bit more comfortable with the heat. All right, now we got tea. Get a lid on that. Cap it, tighten it, give it a shake. Make sure that there is no part of this that isn't mixed, and there's your tea. And then I'm gonna hit it with some parm. Beforehand. And I also hit it with the parm after too. All right, it's just about ready to lower the heat on this. It'll probably give me enough time. Yep. Yeah, I should. Give me enough time to rinse these tomato cans out. I'm a recycler. So I rinse my cans out before I put them in the recycling bin. I rinse them out and let them dry. Rinse them out and leave them out. Yeah. Now we drop the heat. I brought it from about 65% to about 35% on the heat. I'm going to show you guys all the nice flavors that you see in there. It's a damn fine sauce right there. Not missing the onions. Tastes like spaghetti to me. Whoops. I don't have to do a taste test on this because I know it's going to be incredible. Just so you can see. Look at how nice dark, transparent. The nice darkness that comes from it, you get from the baking soda helps with that as well. Ten out of 10 tea right here. Whoops. We had a spill. Dig. I think I might have hit it on the first try with the seasonings too. Once it cools off, I might get a different vibe from it, and it might ask for something else. But for now, that ain't bad. There's some more. Oh, here. No, it's not. But there's some more plastic wrap. Maybe it's all in here in this paper towel. Whoops. Whoops. Okay, now we're waiting on doing that instead of just looking at it. Let's go ahead and put in the dishwasher what goes there. Now, I'm gonna make some spaghetti in shit. I'm gonna have to use the pot that don't really work to do the noodles in. Shit, yeah, I am. Well, it's a good thing I washed it. That in the background on high. Water as salty as the sea. Some oil in it to keep the nudes from sticking to each other. Just let that thing do its thing for a while. So I'll show you the importance in cooking down your meat until it's really crumbly is that when you get to this point in the spaghetti, you see there's a couple of pieces of like chunks of beef in there, but for the most part, it's little itty bitty crumbles of beef that you're going to get in every bite. That's what you want right there. That's really what you're looking for. Hell yeah, Rev, what's up? Good to see you. I could crush some breadsticks too. I thought about going out, but then I'm like, it's Christmas Day. There's nowhere I'm going to find any sort of, and I got hot dog buns. I can make some garlic bread out of hot dog buns. And what's up, THC? I think I can make some bread out of it, but that ain't really what I'm looking to do here. This pot on the stove is possessed. See it moving around like that? Guys, if you haven't done it yet, please do me a favor and like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We had a big pot, a big deep welled, it's a non-stick pot that lived up on top of the refrigerator. I don't know where it went off to. But that's why I'm using this rickety ass haunted pot here on the back of the stove right now. My fear is that I pop the bubble on the pot the other way inside so that it doesn't wobble so much, but then that it will heat up and that thing will expand and pop out and shatter my stove top. And that kind of works, putting a little weight on it. Man, that looks good. It's always nice to have a sauce at the end of the day that you know you created. That didn't come from no jar. You know, not no like jar sauce is basically the hamburger helper version of spaghetti. It's like you heat up your meat, drain your beef, and then add the jar and season as you like. All the hard stuff is done, like the ingredients that you need to add, your aromatics and stuff. And as always, it's nice to turn around and see a nice clean sink, empty sink. That's the goal. If I were running a clinic on how to do this, that would be number one lesson. Clean as you go. It saves you mental stress. It saves you mental duress when you get done cooking. Man, I'm telling you, dude, food tastes better when your kitchen is clean and you don't have to worry about that. Brother, that tea is ripping. Already took my heartburn pill today preparing for the spaghetti sauce. All the salt is dissolved. It's just going to take this pot a little bit longer to do this. I should have just done it in a smaller pot and broke the noodles. I feel like I could stare at that thing forever and it won't do anything. Hell yeah, emo. Hell yeah. Merry Christmas indeed, everybody. We talked about the garlic bread already. Red Band's got everybody's IP address. We still got the heat on about 35% over here. We got the heat on 100 on this water. Heat's on 100. We finally found a way to make it level. Once the water gets still. Like I can see in this pot where the connection is on the bottom. And it's a very small space. Like it's literally this pot's becoming or I'm testing it out in many ways to see if it's worth keeping. And as much as I love this pot, had it for a very long time, and I give things personalities. I'm like this guy or this thing, right? You know, I give things a personality. Like me and this guy have been cooking together for over a decade. Don't worry about it, Emo. We're all here together now. Say what? Yeah, but I mean, I've already gone this. That would. It's too late to do that. It's just too late to do that. Like I'd have to put this. I have to find a container to put the water in, so that I could dump the sauce into that pot, and then I'd put it. Then it's just there's a whole. Then I'd have to like rinse this pot out, and I don't want to take anything out of this pot I don't want to take anything out of this pot because this pot is where all the flavor for the sauce is. This is sauce and just sauce. Now we're starting to get some actual boiling action on the bottom of the pot. I just need the water to, it's taking a little longer to do. I just need the water to get hot as it can possibly get before I put these noodles in there. And after I disturb it, it comes back and it's bubbling up nicely. So I can see the bubbles on the bottom. I want the bubbles to start making it all the way to the top before I go noodles in. Okay, it might actually be doing better than I think it is. That was a lot of water in that pot anyway. Like if I'd have went ahead and had that water back here getting ready, instead of trying to figure out what I was going to do about the onions, we'd already be probably draining noodles by now. Speaking of which, good thing we got our strainer washed that we used a bit ago. Strain on this side. And we got some unseasoned beef tallow. We could keep this and cook with it if we wanted to. But it being ground beef, it's not going to be the best. Dude, my pot roast that I made the other day, I chipped off the fat that accumulated at the top of the pot roast after I put it in the refrigerator overnight and kept that in a Ziploc bag. So I have like this I have a Ziploc bag and it's got there's some beef on it, but I'm hoping that like the fat will act as like a preservative. Does that work like that? I'm probably gonna have to use this pretty quickly, but I mean, I think the fat in it will kind of preserve it for a little bit longer than just like I think this will last much longer than like a pot roast in the refrigerator. Like that could last like a while. All right, we got a nice rolling boil going over here on the pot. Let's disturb the water a little bit. Make sure we're rocking with the same temperature at the top as the bottom, pretty much. Oh yeah. I'm making that much spaghetti. You know what? Let's go on ahead. Get it in there and submerged. Make sure to get them separated nicely. Boiling. Set a timer for 7 minutes. That's usually about how long it takes. To reach al dente. Oh, that sauce, man. You got little dark spots in it from the hamburger meat that burned the crispy hamburger meat. I'm bringing this heat down to fully low. So 10%. It's almost 12:30. Put this can of tomato paste back. Don't think I'm needing that. Save that for a later cook. Let's get a load of that, will you? Can you see the steam coming off of it? Camera catching that? Can't tell if I'm just seeing it in front of my face or on the camera. I just got something on my shirt. That's okay, I'm wearing a dirty shirt. Or not a dirty one, but a shirt out of the stained pile. Honestly, what more do you want in that? You know? Those noodles are suppressing the boil a little bit, which is good. Get them cooked in the middle there. Real nice, like. To be honest, some people might taste this sauce and be like, ooh, it tastes like Prego. Ooh, it tastes like Ragu or Newman's Own. It tastes like this or that. The taste of a jar is fine. All of the other stuff that they put in it that I don't know what it is probably not the best. Not that I care about things like that. Look at me. I don't really look like I give much of a shit about preservatives and things that go into food. I'm not here to preach on that stuff. I'm just saying that I know every ingredient that went in this. I put it there. And that feels nice. So if everybody's like, well, why'd you put that extra effort in as it tastes the same as it would out of the jar? I believe this tastes more authentic. And I believe that it has to because this is the authentic way to make sauce. My old roommate, Tony Fat Hands, this was his grandmother's, loosely his grandmother's recipe that I've augmented over the years that I've been making it. But when I moved here, I used jar sauce, and he's an Italian, and he's from not financially rich, but a rich Italian family, Italian rich family. Not like I said, not financially, but I mean just they are rich in the culture of Italy. He said, "Man, don't use jar sauce. I'll show you how to make real sauce out of like crushed tomatoes, the way an Italian nana makes it." So I'm like, all right. He showed me how to do this, and I made it a couple times. And then one time I made it, I was like, bro, I think I've done it. I think I've made the best sauce that I've ever made. And the look on his face when he tried it said everything I needed to know. I think I've got it figured out. I don't know if y'all noticed, when I was doing the seasoning stuff, I wasn't seasoning and tasting and seasoning and tasting. I seasoned it how I thought it needed to be seasoned, and I stirred that shit together. I taste it when I get done with it. I tasted it towards the end. We got about a minute left. Still firm in the middle. Give it another like minute and a half. Get my bowl ready. The sauce. It looks good. It smells good. It smells better than it looks. It smells like it looks, really. Also, we've been streaming for a while, and I haven't had this thing plugged in. So let me get some juice, some power going to it, just in case. Bam. That worked, right? Give me one noodle, just one. That is al dente right there. Most, but not all, a little bit of the pasta water. Don't ask why. Just a little bit of the pasta water goes in the sauce. You know what? Just a little bit more. Why not? And at this point, you could do like a cold water rinse to get the noodles to stop cooking, which I'm gonna do. Just hit the noodles with some cold water. That's good. They're still hot, but they're cool now. Or they're still hot, but they're cooler than they were. Our spaghetti. Spoon. Their noodles, they're like perfectly done. Like they're just coming apart easy. They're not gunky. A little firmness to the snap. Stirring is good. I'm gonna need a bigger spoon for scooping. And for me, the proper amount of Parmesan is too much Parmesan. That's our spaghetti. It's our meal from scratch. So I'm just gonna mix this guy up like this. Just stain all the noodles with the sauce basically to start with. And while I'm at it, these noodles back here, those noodles will indeed get a little gunky. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put a little sauce in there on them. That way they won't get turned into gummy noodles. And also doing the cold water rinse at the end helps with that, because after they don't have the separation of water around them, after they don't have the separation of water to help them. A little bit more sauce on top now. And then a little bit more parm. Yeah, after they don't have that help anymore, it kind of turns into, you know what, I'm gonna do something different here. I'm gonna move my food bag. And turn over these packages. Hold what you got. Just in case. I know it's not, but oh yeah. Spaghetti. We made this from scratch. And it's very good. I am missing some garlic bread though. I would like to have that. But this is still gonna be good shit. Dude, see, even the noodles that didn't even, but that bite was mostly noodles. Not a lot of sauce. Just that was still good. Oh man. A little bit of noodles and scoop up some sauce. Being honest, and you guys who have seen me cook before, you've heard me say things like, well, this isn't the best I've ever made, but it's fine. It does the trick. This is good. I'm not going to say it's the best I've ever made. What's up, Vicious? That Frozen's Texas garlic toast is good. I should have thought to get some of that while the grocery store was still open. The noodles, perfect. Have some integrity to them. Noodles can become gummy. And I've done that a few times. The sauce will come out like the sauce comes out, which is good. Sauce always comes out good. I made one mistake early on in not chopping the onions and adding them to the meat. But that was the only, that's what you guys really want to see, right? You guys want this shot right here. I always say you sacrifice the first couple of bites to be mostly noodles. Not a lot of sauce, so that when you get to the end, you got this, which is like mostly sauce. And you get much better coverage. That went exactly how I wanted it to go. There we go. Close enough. Yeah. Now, when I do this again, because this isn't the kind of spaghetti that you can just have one bowl of and be like, oh, it's so kind of you, but I'm just stuffed. Oh no. This one keeps bringing you back. Whoops. That's what you want. That's what I want. So you get the point. Sweating. It's not spicy. Those few red pepper flakes that I put in there will only come through every now and again. And I don't know that I've even noticed one yet. This is incredible, dude. I'm going to be eating this for an extended period of time. I do plan to dive into some Skyrim. We're getting close to 1 a.m. I do have to work tomorrow, so I'll be keeping that in mind. And also, Stranger Things. Stranger Things is out. I would like to watch that. We currently have 100 people watching and we have 18 likes, 102. If you haven't liked the video yet, now's a good time. When you get to the end, it's a nice excuse to just eat sauce with a fork. Oh, nice. We're up to 20 now. Sweet. Thanks for liking the video, guys. Please do subscribe if you haven't yet. Oh, hell yeah, dude. This stuff is just crazy good. There. All right. Now the fun part. So, you guys have seen me do every, we'd already washed just about everything. I'm gonna blow my nose, actually. This paper towel over here. I've been wiping my face with. I'm done cooking. Don't freak out. I'm washing my hands. Washing my face. There we go. Okay. I can kill the heat on that sauce. Now, I've already washed this strainer once. It will not get washed twice. The dishwasher will do the rest. I'm just gonna give my bowl here a good rinse. And send it on to the dishwasher. You gotta make sure you get all the little Parmesan crumblies off the bottom of the bowl. Honestly, at this point, I'm just gonna go ahead and wash it because I don't want those Parmesan crumblies to melted Parmesan on the bottom of a bowl is not good. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this thing a proper wash because it objectively takes less time to just go ahead and wash it than it takes to, put it in the dishwasher and put it away and all that. Like, just wash it and sit it to the side, let it dry. And the only reason I do this, I stay on camera to do the cleaning part to prove how little time it takes to clean a truly like this is what most people would consider a messy kitchen. I've just cooked a big pot of spaghetti sauce. And no, I don't call it bolognese. That's what Yankees call it. I'm from South Carolina. It's spaghetti sauce. Okay. That pot's clean. This fork. That's a dishwasher fork if I ever seen one right there. Oop. Okay. Noodle spoon, dishwasher all day. Wooden spoon, we washed this, but I don't know that I'm done with it yet. The scooper spoon, I think I'm done with that. That's also a dishwasher. If you think things is like, what do you put in the dishwasher and what do you leave out? I usually, a utensil or a bowl or plate, that can probably go into a dishwasher. For most of my actual cooking, like pots and pans, that I'll usually wash that by hand. Because it literally takes no time to do. You guys see whatever I've just done here? I have 2 dishes left to wash. I've got this hardened fat that I drained off that hamburger meat. I'm not keeping that. And I have one large Tupperware that I want this sauce to go in. Only problem is it's a little hot right now, sauce. And I have put hot sauce in this Tupperware before, so it'll be fine. But I'm going to give it another couple minutes at least, since I got a couple more things I need to do. Namely, figuring this out. And I guess that I could just make a clean thing dirty. Do it like that. What's up, Velvet? I see you in there. This fat looks pretty good, though. It's almost like, damn, I really want to keep this. But right now, y'all don't want to see this mess. I'm just scraping this all to one side. One day I'm going to go go to the H-E-B and go back to the butcher and ask for some trim so I can make my own tallow. And basically, we're just getting literally as much of this grease out of this bowl as we can and into the trash can. I don't know what the legality or the morality of this is. If it's like just, if you're washing dishes, I think it's impossible to like get every ounce of oil that you use in the trash and not in the drain. And I'm pretty, I stay pretty conscious of that as I give a shit about the world after I'm gone. So I stay pretty conscious of it. But the reality is that at the end, you're just gonna have to do the best that you can. Because here's the thing. There are people out there, there might be people in this chat right now. And if you are in this chat right now, I implore you, please do not pour your grease into the sink. Please do not do that. Whatever you do something different than that. Don't just drain shit into the sink and expect things to be okay. Like that's not okay. But surely I know there's a lot of people out there that do that. They just say, "Oh, I don't care where it goes. I don't care where it goes after here. I just want it out of this pan." And we'll just pour it down the sink. Like that. I can't stress enough, that is not the way. You do not want to do that. You know, this sauce is steaming. But I want to get this pot clean. So I've given it enough time, according to just my own judgment. And here we go. I'm actually going to do this over here, away from all my spices and such. I'm doing this towards me. It's going to splash all over my shirt. That's okay. I wore this shirt because I knew I was going to be cooking today, and this has already got stains all over it. Could have done a better job than that. But here's the thing. I would rather pour it towards me because that limits the mess to here instead of all over there. That's why you wear an apron. And we got a little Parmesan stuck on the bottom. That's all right. This sponge right here loves Parmesan. around the outside because spaghetti sauce be making a mess. Make sure to not sling no soap over in our fucking sauce. Give it a good rinse and rinse it all the way around, which will let you see the parts on the inside that you missed so that you can remedy that. I'll be inspecting it at every turn. There's some marks on the bottom of these stainless steel pans that look like little splotchy marks. I don't know what puts them there or where they come from. I think it's from putting them in the dishwasher, but I usually don't put my pots like this in the dishwasher. Or I try not to, but now, since they've already been put in there once, it's not gonna, I mean, if it's happened already, then you know, the toothpaste is out of the tube. And they got put in the dishwasher once I moved in here. So now, a wooden spoon. Is our last dish. And we got that washed now. Put that one in here to drain. We got our tomato cans drying out. And now that we got some soap still left in the sponge, I know y'all love this part. I'm gonna wash our cooking surface, especially after cooking something like a spaghetti. After you cook something like a red sauce, you're going to have all kinds of residue on your cook surface. And once you're done with your sponge, rinse it out completely and squeeze the death out of it until nothing is dripping anymore. That way your sponge won't be stinking. And then just take a couple paper towels and give this guy a once over. And then, there you go. Can opener. We can put our cast iron skillet back on there. We got our sauce here. I'm gonna go ahead and lid that sucker up. And take I didn't really do much over here other than pour the sauce. I'm gonna wipe this up. over here. Give that a good wipe. Put a little wet paper towel on the floor there. We'll help capture all the stuff you're sweeping up. All right, and that's it. Nose is running. Whoops. That made a lot of racket. Just a candle lighter. Fell. All right. This guy can take a spot in the dishwasher, and so can this. So now I've got enough in here to run a load. Start. There you go. Done. Okay. I'm gonna leave this sauce sitting out here on the counter for the time being. Put everything back the way that it was before I came along. Boy Scout rules: leave the camp better than you found it. Okay. I'll come back and get you guys. Let me transport my glass of tea, my water jug in here to Le Studio bedroom. And I'm gonna hold tight. We're shirt swapping. This one looks rough. All right. Got a different shirt on here. dishwasher's doing this thing. These two little pitiful onions I left out over here to take the picture with that I never did anything with. All right. Whoops, that wasn't directed at y'all. We got 121 people and 21 likes. There's 100 more people watching than have liked the video. Please do me a favor. Remedy that if you don't mind. Okay. Unplugging the power. Got my microphones here. I'm gonna go ahead and throw my tea in the fridge. And that should be it. Mood lighting. Okay. We did it. Yes. What's up, Steve? What's up, Velvet? Thank God. Thank God, Wesley. You don't pour your grease in the sink. Oh, praise be. Happy Kwanzaa, Steve. Thank you, Emo. This hat's from my work, the Sunset Strip Comedy Club. Oh, I left the, hold on. I gotta go grab the sizzle mic. I gotta tell you, you guys saw the whole rigmarole of cooking this thing. And to walk back into the kitchen, a clean kitchen, smells like food has been cooked, looks like no one has cooked anything. That's what we like. Hey. Okay, now you guys are here and not in the... Bam. Oh boy. Ain't that nice? Okay. Get that fan aimed up there where it needs to be aimed at. Okay. 506. This phone always gives me so much trouble. This poor... I've been using this guy right here. This is an iPhone 7. Look at the old camera on the iPhone 7 here. I've been using this phone for my chat monitor. I open the YouTube on this and it sits on this stand that you guys are on right now. And that's my chat monitor. for the live streams. I also have another chat on this screen over here that's a little bit bigger, but this lets me monitor. What's up, Kylie? This lets me monitor the whole stream. Like I have the video and the chat. So if anything is off or anything's weird, I can just pop the volume up on it and listen for a second. And it's something that's not involved with I can keep the game opened up on my big screen here, and I can keep my OBS controller up on this screen over here. Just a little something. I don't have to tell you that part. Yeah, we're going there. Okay, I got. Oh. Replace with Skyrim 506. Open. Crop. Yes. On the 12th day of Skyrim, Lydia gave to me. That's a title, huh? It's not bad for like not thinking into it too far, just going on with it, right? On the 12th day of Skyrim, Lydia gave to me. On the 12th day of Skyrim, comma? No. That's not bad. Not a bad little title. So we got the title there. Now let's go ahead and get Instagram hooked up. Got it. Got it, got it, got it. YouTube and Instagram, we're doing that. Now over here, thumbnail, we need to change to Skyrim 506 and open. Christmas night Skyrim. There you go. What Blue Velvet said. We're at 22 likes, 1 dislike. I bet that 1 dislike, I bet I know who that might be. But yeah, let me look back in the chat real quick. Good to see y'all here. Velvet, Emo, Kylie, Brother Steve, Wesley, Rhino, B&B, Soupy. How did it turn out? It turned out great, Soupy. Vicious Satire made some crispy pork belly, beef ribs, and beef stew earlier. Hell yeah. That sounds like a dynamite meal. That sounds like a dynamite meal. Merry Christmas, you big, beautiful man. Thank you. Panic. Hell yeah. Jesse in the house. C-Rat in the house. The meat gets into pasta more if the juice from the pot. That's right. Bong hole out here living the best life. The great Reverend Veritas, Master THC. That's as far back as it lets me scroll, but I'm glad that all of y'all are here. It's okay, Steve. We'll let it slide this time. Let me go ahead and get my camera set up. Set up here. There's that. Now I should hear that nice little connecting jingle. Ooh, I love the way that sounds when it goes right on in there, nice, like it's supposed to. And now we find iOS camera, go to properties, reconnect to device. And there it is, just like it was. Let's make Frankie's flag straight like that. There we go. Okay, looks like that's good. All the on behalf of all the deviants, we love each and every one of our deviants, and our deviants love you back, Steve. We got a really good crew of, like, I know that there's a lot of large streamers that I can tell that their chat's just moving too fast to even be able to. Their chat's just moving too fast to be able to keep up with it. If we ever get to that point, we'll start using the Discord more. If we ever get to that point where the chat's just fluttering so fast that you can't keep up with our homies, we'll start. All the OGs will have access to a private Discord channel that we'll use for live chats in here. So I'm just saying, like, I've already thought about it. Couldn't forget you guys if I tried. You kidding me? But we'll have just if it ever gets to the point where I can't keep up with it, because I watch some streamers that just, their chat is just constantly going so fast that you can't keep up with who's who. I got something up in here. You can't keep up with who's who, or who's chatting or who's not. By the way, the link to the Discord is in the description of this video right here. If you select, oh wait, it's actually not. Whoops, I told a fib and I got a bump right there. Oy. If you guys want access to the cord, I'm going to edit this invite link to be valid for only 30 minutes. 30 minutes will this link be valid. If you are not in the Discord and you would like to be, that link will expire in 30 minutes. So click it now and get in there if you want. I think we have to enable two-factor authentication. So if you want to be in there, just be sure to have all that done already. We've had some issues with trolls. I made my Discord private for a very long time. Made my Discord private for a very long time. And just recently we opened it back up. I bet it's funny for you guys seeing the inverted version where everything's on the opposite side of the room. Because it's weird me looking at it, knowing where everything is. I'm like, no, that's over. Wait, what? It's not supposed to be like that. Okay, we got 26 likes, guys. Thank you so much for upping the likes. On the 12th day of Skyrim, Lydia gave to me chlamydia. All right, stage right looks good. Stage left looks good. Vertical intro on Instagram looks good. Would you guys like to smoke with me on this day? You guys want to take a look at my guitars over there? What's up, Jason? And take a look at my guitar rack. That there facing you, or the back to you, is a Squire jazz bass. Also on that rack is a 2003 Fender Candy Red Stratocaster. There's a Washburn Banger right there. There's an M Audio USB keyboard. Merry Christmas, each and every one of you. I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas. It is still Christmas Day on the West Coast right now. For another 25 minutes, we can still say Merry Christmas, and it makes sense. It will also still be Christmas in Hawaii for a few more hours. Marijuana, that's right. I see what you did there. And of course, that right there, that's a legendary hat right there. Under that hat, I've witnessed greatness. Unstoppable greatness. I get to witness it once more next Thursday. A week from yesterday. No work that night, thank God, because I'm going to be home watching foosball. Hare Krishna. Happy Kwanzaa. Today is actually Kwanzaa. It is actually Kwanzaa today, 12/26. Today is actually Kwanzaa. Happy Kwanzaa. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in, they come to build a wall between us. You know that they won't win. There is freedom within. There is freedom without. got that. And we got that. They come to build a wall between us. You know that they won't win. Okay. And maybe we'll go over here. Got one more thing. It's 1:38. That's not awful late. Hell, last night we started at 4 o'clock in the morning, and that went crazy. Rose Bowl indeed, Soupy. Pasadena. I think the national championship should be in Pasadena. But to be honest, Alabama's got a pretty good record in Pasadena. Not under Kalen DeBoer, but I'm hoping for the best. Okay, we got our Brave browser opened up, so when we swap over there, it'll just be ready to go. We got our scene ready, looking good. We got our stage right ready, looking good. And our stage left. Our vertical gameplay. Well, that's nice. That's real nice. And there's that. Good. All right. I think that might be good. I think we might be good there. Murray Kruma indeed. Okay. I think we're good. 140. Get this thing going before 2 o'clock in the morning. Do I have everything I need? I got enough tea. Water jug is full. Green tea is ground. Kitchen's clean. Everything's put away. Stove's turned off. Spaghetti sauce is still on the counter, so I'm not shocking it with the cold. Man, it's so good. I'll make a lasagna out of that. There it is. Oh yeah. Gonna be a lot of that. I took my heartburn pill early. Hopefully that thing takes hold. Are we baked? You know what? That's a good call. Why don't we just do one more to make sure. And then we'll drop a portal, and you guys don't have to go anywhere or do anything. You guys stay right where you're at, and I'm taking this magic school bus, if you will. And in my magic school bus, I'm going to pick all you guys up and bring you over into the next stream, and you don't have to do anything. You just keep doing what it is you're doing. Y'all like my lighter here? My friend Boneseye made this, handcrafted by the great and powerful Boneseye. I'm just thinking out loud. That's literally how I do this every single time. I go back and check everything. I'm just like Santa Claus. I make a list. I check it twice. You know? I'm also very proud to say that even on these short cooking streams that usually don't do near the traction that the other streams do, we still have a view duration of over 42 minutes, which is pretty crazy for, over 100 people watching, and on average, people are watching for 42 minutes. That's pretty strong. Now we're baked enough. Now we are. Okay. So I am going to, mic is off, right? Yep. I'm going to start streaming. Title's correct. Thumbnail is correct. Instagram. Go live over there. $32, $33, $4, $5, $6, $7, $40, $3, $4, $5. 45 seconds of silence at the beginning. Now gives me enough time to get the portal ready. On the 12th day of Skyrim, we got the redirect set. That was the perfect drop. We don't get a lot of perfect drops. That was one. Gotta plug this thing in. Man. breakfast. Don't make enough time for breakfast. Not supposed to drink wine for breakfast. Wait in line for breakfast. You better stay away from my breakfast. Don't use a gift card for breakfast. Go ahead and get this over here. Okay. I'm about to go live over here, so I will see you guys over there. You don't have to do anything. Don't go anywhere. Don't do anything. If you haven't liked this video yet, please like this video for me first. Please do that, and then when you get over there, do the same thing again. I know I'm asking a lot, but please, it just helps so much, and it's free. All right, give me just a second. I think that's enough. All right. Let me double check that I've got this saved. And the customization, we're good, that's saved. Okay, roll tide, guys. See you over there, all right?